Wichita, K248CY Wichita, KNSS HD2 Clearwater, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Hey, Wichita, it's Jacob Albrock. Stay right there for the latest breaking in sports talk. It's Sports Daily coming up next, exclusively on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Hola, amigos. Brad Evans here to help you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. In the City of Angels, reigning NFL MVP Matthew Stafford should again post divine numbers. Last year, he ranked top 10 in red zone and deep ball completion percentage, tossing 46 touchdowns. With Puka, Adams, and a host of tight ends to throw to, give me the over 30.5 Stafford pass TDs at plus 100. Bet smarter, beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Somebody on the Cowboys coaching staff failed the players. There was a big fight in a joint practice between the Cowboys and the Saints that led to Cowboys safety Jalen Thompson being suplexed by Saints wide receiver Brock Reichsteiner. Reichsteiner is the son of pro wrestling legend Scott Steiner. Nobody on the Cowboys staff said, hey, guys, see number 89 over there? That's a Steiner. Leave him alone. I'm Denton Day.
You gotta download the app.
Gotta get the Odyssey app. 97.5 and 1240 KFH. Listen live on the Odyssey app.
Fuck it now. Really? I mean, is that going to be a thing now? You like it? Thanks, catchy. What are you looking at? Go.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
Aloha, Mr. Hyde. Aloha.
Put your pants on. We're going to work.
You cannot make me wear pants on Hawaiian Shirt Wednesdays. Nobody will ever know, Brady. Brady off the top ropes with another Hawaiian, ladies and gentlemen. Here he goes. There he is. He's back. I like that one, Brady. That looks good.
Yeah, it was on sale. Actually.
All right. They're always on sale. You got to always have the eye out. I'm telling you. You start wearing those bad boys around, people start noticing, Brady.
That's true.
They're going to take
stick
a look.
out.
Whoa, who is that guy? Hawaiian shirts and trading cards?
Man.
Is he
what a
married?
complete package.
Holy smokes. Welcome in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. Jacob Albrock here, Brady Bowman there. Finally, somebody on the other side that is fully into the Hawaiian Shirt Wednesdays with Max and I. We love it. Thanks for watching. If you want to check out Brady's new Hawaiian shirt, it's available for you on the video streams. Thanks for watching on 12 News Connected, Facebook, YouTube, X. Let us know. Let us know if you're out there celebrating Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday, by the way. Love to hear from you. You can also call in 869-1240. Thanks for listening to us on KFH Radio, 1240 AM, 97.5 FM is the place to be over the airwaves. You can also, of course, listen on the Odyssey app. You can leave us voice messages there. Know a lot of folks podcast the show out. Maybe you're listening to us after the fact. You can still leave us a voice message if you'd like, and we might be able to get to it the next day. You never know. Depends on what we're talking about, but we can give it a shot. We got a fun show today for you. We will take you to Chiefs camp. Eric Bieniemy talked for the first time yesterday. Few injuries that we kind of need to pay attention to from Chiefs camp yesterday. Hopefully none of them ultra serious. We'll get an update today on them, but some to monitor here of significance, we'll call it. We'll get you the latest there. We also have, round 3 of the Daniel Lynch experiment last night for the Royals, who are walk-off winners. We'll talk more about that in a little bit as well. We check in on everything KU. Our KU insider, Henry Greenstein, will join us. Lawrence Journal World. He's been following closely and doing some good reporting on the Melvin Council situation. Some other players out of a ruling in California kind of rumored to be interested in Kansas. So we'll get the latest on the roster there and all these court cases from Henry. Plus, of course, check in from KU football camp as well. See how things are going for the Jayhawks now as we inch closer and closer to the start of both the college and NFL football season. Speaking of the NFL, we're trying to take bits and pieces of the NFL preseason training camp. What we'll do now, before we pick playoff teams, before we march on to our Super Bowl picks and those things, we'll start going through some of the individual awards. We'll go. There's MVP, which we'll save for the end. There's Defensive Player of the Year. There's also Offensive Player of the Year, though, and that's where you might get the non-quarterback more likely. I think it's maybe a more fun award to pick, honestly, because it kind of, includes everybody. JSN, for instance, your winner last year in the NFC. So we'll go through that. We're going to do the NFC, the NFC Offensive Player of the Year award today. We'll kind of go through some favorites and have a little fun with it. Who are some dark horses that we like? We'll even look at some Vegas odds on that and take you through it as well. But it's all coming up for you today. What's on Tap? Brought to you by Wichita Brewing Company, now featuring trivia tonight and every Wednesday at WBC West at 7 o'clock. Prizes for first, second, and third place at WBC West for trivia tonight at 7. WBC Pizza and Beer made here. We welcome you in. Austin starts us off via YouTube. A lot of discussion on this, he says, with the Giants releasing Juju Smith-Schuster. They signed Najee Harris and released Juju Smith-Schuster. Do the Chiefs bring him back or leave it alone? We've all been wondering what the Chiefs, Brady, would do with this wide receiver room, and we see Tyquan Thornton go down yesterday. That's one of the injuries we have to talk about. Not that Juju would help fill that role in any way. I think it's an interesting one. He obviously knows the system. Again, though, I would caution people, what does that depth chart look like? How many wide receivers are they going to carry? How many do they need at this point? Now, if they had a few injuries, a few more injuries, let's say, I would say, he'd be somebody I would call and say, be ready for sure, Brady. But I mean, you're down. We're talking, if Thornton's back for the start of the regular season, I think you'd be, and if you keep Nico Remigio for special teams, and I don't know if they do that or not, but you're looking at Juju to come in and be what, your sixth wide receiver? I mean, I don't think the Chiefs really need that. I think Rashee Rice being there placates the need for a receiver like Juju Smith-Schuster. Again, have him on speed dial, right? But Tyquan Thornton is hurt. He left practice front seat of a medical cart. That's the other thing, medical cart at training camp. Everybody leaves on a medical cart.
Right.
But it was a lower leg injury for Thornton, one that we'll discuss in a little more detail a little later. But yeah, to answer your question, Austin, I wouldn't yet, but I would have already made a call and be like, yo, dude, are you interested? We're not quite there yet. Let us see what's going on here. He's a veteran. He understands the game. Like, if you can get a job between now and then, go take it. If not, we may be calling you here, Juju, because he has been reliable.
And he's always kind of been there in the Chiefs' back pocket.
Yeah.
Throughout the years. Here's something surprising to me, though. I looked Juju up. He's not as old as I thought he was. He's 29. I thought he was older than that.
He came into the league very young.
Yeah, he had to have. Yeah.
He was,
I thought he was
when
in his
he
30s.
first burst onto the scene, I remember one of the things about him was how young he was. 29. I would have probably guessed a little bit older than that. But, he's had an interesting career. He's just been he fits the Chiefs. He does. He fit. We know that. We know he can provide them something. And again, speed dial. Maybe it doesn't work out with Jalen Royals. Are you already ready or willing to cut bait on that? We know Cyrus Allen and Tyquan Thornton and Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice will be on the team. Jalen Royals was a decent, draft capital pick last year. Nico Remigio, we know they love on special teams. We've heard a little about Andrew Armstrong at camp. I don't think it's time yet, but I don't think it's a bad thing that he's out there. right? I think it's okay that he's out there and maybe they could use him. But good question, Austin. As he is now an option potentially, as again, on the other side, we'll talk about some of the injuries and things that happened to the Chiefs yesterday and the return of Eric Bieniemy. I sent Max some of that. We'll hear a little bit from Bieniemy when we're talking Chiefs, and then we'll kind of dig into his return, the role, the injuries. It was more than just Thornton yesterday, so it was kind of one of those days at camp where you're like, all right, that's enough of this. Like, can we just fast forward here? Can we just get there? Can we just be there? It's so interesting, Brady, with the Chiefs in this time of year. They talk all the time about how they will pull something that they worked on in training camp, and it'll be like week 13, and they'll pull some play out, and they'll ask them about the play, and they'll say, yeah, we worked that back in training camp, and we've kind of had it in our back pocket. And you're just like, man. And again, it makes it real hard not to second guess how hard the Chiefs practice this time of year, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, even when there are some key injuries. Okay, we'll come back. We'll take you to St. Joe. We'll start there today. We've got Henry Greenstein coming up later this hour. We'll have some fun here on a Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday. What else are you going to do on
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. Glad to be here with you. Jacob Albrock, Brady Bowman. It is a Hawaiian shirt. What a day. What a day, right? Glad to have you here with us. Thanks for being here. Thanks for Prayer Coffee. Keeping us fueled up on Sports Daily. All right, let's go to St. Joe. It was a wild day yesterday, Brady. A lot of little things and maybe some bigger, more concerning things. It's hard to know this time of year what is meaningful, what is not. So Tyquan Thornton, we mentioned there in the first segment. I'll just give you kind of an overview of everything injury-wise that happened yesterday. Tyquan Thornton left on the cart. People were pretty concerned about that one. It sounds like it's a hamstring, and he left early, and we know hamstrings can be real tricky. Okay, so that one's one we'll have to watch, and probably we'll put him out sometime. Will it, put in jeopardy the start of his regular season? We don't know that yet. But if it's hamstring, at this point, without knowing how severe, let's call it 50-50, right? Maybe 50-50. The one that is particularly concerning is Josh Simmons. Now, this is nothing to do with the injury that kind of plagued him in college, thankfully, but it is a back injury, which always scare me. He walked off of practice, and the Chiefs are calling it a back injury. Well, Nate Taylor, I should say, of ESPN, is calling it a back injury. The Chiefs, he's reporting that that's what the Chiefs say it is. I'm not sure if that was in a scrum or where it was yesterday. But he leaves. That one, to me, is pretty concerning, as is defensive end Ashton Gelati, who has not really been out there because of his own hamstring injury. It was just his second day back in padded practice, and he left and went to the medical tent. The Chiefs are calling that one a foot injury, and the reporting there, it looked like he was grabbing at his heel. So those are three pretty high-impact, meaningful players the Chiefs are counting on this next year, Brady, that all go out in one day. They're in pads now. These practices are intense, and people are freaking out saying, why are they practicing so hard? I saw a lot of that yesterday. But these are big ones to watch.
Yeah, Thornton has to be – he's kind of the guy we're counting on to be the home run hitter with the speed and the go downfield. So hopefully he's not gone for too long.
They may still want Xavier Worthy to do that, right?
Sure.
I say it's Thornton because I think he's looked better there and doing that. Worthy is another, let's call it another option. I don't want to call it a backup option until we see it, but another option in that role. But I just happen to think Tyquan Thornton's really good at it. And I also think Mahomes is going to be able to do it a little bit more this year. It's a hamstring, man. Hamstrings can linger, especially on a guy who relies on that speed. It's worrisome. It is. Is it worrisome, to Austin's question to start the show about going to get Juju? I'm not sure yet, because that depends on how good the rookies are, honestly.
Yeah, see how good Cyrus Allen comes along too. I mean, that might kind of help that while Thornton recoups a little bit. But yeah, like we've been talking about, this is always the nervous time during the NFL season, training camp, and preseason games, and you just want to get to week one as healthy as possible.
You're not getting to week one healthy, right? You're not. There were some positive things that came yesterday. They saw Drew Tranquill, L'Jarius Sneed, and Shamari Connor all return to padded practice. Certainly good news for the defense. All three of those guys are likely, if not starters, high rotational guys. Peter Woods did not practice yesterday. He's got a little bit of an ankle injury, so that one seems just kind of more nagging. But Gelati, I think most people thought Gelati was going to be a starter on the defensive line, and we barely even seen him. Again, I just, to me, I'm not sure. Like, we know Chris Jones is amazing. He's older. I think it's kind of a sum of the parts thing with the defensive line this year, and that's the best case scenario, right? The sum of the parts. I don't know if anybody individually is going to wow us. Karlaftis has had those moments, but, maybe hasn't been as consistent, we'll call it. And then they've invested the capital on Norman Lott and Gelati and Felix Udike-Uzama, and then you've now added Peter Woods and Armace Thomas and all. Like, they've got all these guys they've spent high draft picks on. And I think the best case is that all of them just kind of jump in and give you some depth there. But, we got to see Gelati get back out there. Like, what I don't think is good is relying too much on Chris Jones early on. Like, that's supposed to be what all this depth is for, right? Is to help Jones make it to the end of the year in, full strength and full speed and all those things. So these are concerning ones. That was not a good injury day for the Chiefs yesterday, I'll be honest. Like, those are players that could be a problem. I think the biggest problem certainly could be Josh Simmons. But we don't really have a good sense that I've been able to find of how serious that might be. They did a lot of different things on the offensive line. We mentioned it yesterday, how they kind of switched, right, Benson and Jalen Moore. Well, now you need both of them. This is why, right, you want everybody to be able to play every position on the line. All of a sudden, it's like, whoa, Trey Smith's been out. We see Josh Simmons have to step away. So now Jalen Moore's over there at left tackle. Benson stays at right. Old Mike Caliendo, Mr. Reliable's in there. They're rotating them through. Like, if nothing else, and I hope none of this is serious, and the only one I think that is feared to be moderately serious is Thornton. It is showing you, like, how important the depth is going to be, right? Like, how important is depth to the Chiefs this year? And on the offensive and defensive lines, what we perceive as fairly deep positions for them, man, that can vanish in an instant in the NFL. And we're kind of seeing that in practice now.
It's the next man up mentality. And thankfully, I mean, there's a lot of names that we mentioned. I mean, I feel like the Chiefs have done a good job to add to that depth and to be a little more prepared for injuries than maybe some past years. So that's good, especially with some of the healthy returners returning back to camp that you mentioned. Those are all some big names too. So
yeah,
there's some bright side.
It's almost like they may not be as talented in some places this year on defense, but they do feel a little deeper. Right. Now, you need the depth to be capable, and I just don't. There's a lot of names that we we think highly of only because of where they were drafted, right? Not a lot of them have proven much yet in the NFL, and we need them to. If the Chiefs are going to have I say we as in Chiefs fans need them to if they're going to have a good defense this year. Again, it may be different kind of good. It may be not as top heavy, all those things, but it could be consistent enough through depth. And by the end of the year, that's where it's like it's a little tricky, and we've talked about this a million times, but the beginning of the season, like, I'm glad the schedule is soft to give them sort of a warm-up period, a ramp-up period before the schedule's not, I mean, it's relentless after the bye week. So there is some room, though, not so much in the opener, but the next 3 games after that, for the defense to maybe find a groove a little bit and help. And a good, efficient offense is going to help that defense, right? A good, efficient offense keeps your defense able to be in attack mode. It's really interesting, the complementary nature of, I think, a best-case scenario for the Chiefs this year. For a long time, they were all offense, no defense. They won a Super Bowl that way. I don't want to say no defense. They were an opportunistic defense, but they weren't that good defensively. So they were kind of all – then the last couple of years, they've been all defense, very little offense. And now this year, it kind of feels like maybe a balance could be there. Maybe not as good offensively as some of those teams in the past. Maybe not as good defensively as some of those teams in the past. But somewhere in the middle on both, where they don't have a true weakness, but you feel good about that, I think, if you're a Chiefs fan and you're the coaching staff, because if you know every game's close, and they typically are in the NFL anyway, but you're getting there and you've got healthy Mahomes and Kelsey in a good run game, like, you feel good about your chances at the end of games, right? Like, you just do. And that's an advantage Chiefs. But again, like, I think their margins this year are going to be very slim. And so, the mistakes and things that they've made can't be there. Something else that helps, as we will continue to mention, Ken Walker. So we have Eric Bieniemy back at Chiefs camp. Bieniemy talked about his situation, has been thankful, very jovial in quite a tragic thing in his personal life. But he did talk a lot of football yesterday too, and trying to coach remotely in these things. Max has this a little bit of Bieniemy here talking about Ken Walker, his new car in the offense as he returns to the Chiefs offense. Let's take you to some of that audio.
Eric, you've been with Kenneth a little bit, in the mini camp and all that stuff, but what are your impressions of him now, having had him here at camp?
You know what, Kenneth's been very impressive. He's been working his tail off. The thing that I love about him is his competitive spirit. He gets up, he competes every single day. The thing that I also love, he does not like to be wrong, which is not a bad thing, because he wants to be argumentative, but on top of that, he wants to make sure that he's doing the right things. So when you have that type of person and that player, and the example that he shows out on the field, you know that he's going to give us the best opportunity to have success on Sundays.
What's been most, pleasant or intriguing for you to now be working with Patrick again, going all the way from the OTA periods to where you guys now are in training camp?
I tell you this, it's, you know what, and I don't even think it's necessarily the stuff that he does on the field. We've seen that. Obviously, he's a tremendous competitor. He works his tail off. Everybody understands the talent that he has. When I came back and I watched him work, in rehab, that was what stood out, just his commitment to wanting to get back, his commitment to wanting to being out there with his teammates, all the hard work that he put in with Julie and Rick and all them in the training room. That was very impressive to watch. And if anybody was soft, it was probably me, But watching him go through it, gives me a whole different perspective of not only the player, but the man that he is, all right? And just the type of person that he is and that he's going to turn out to be, all right, on the football field.
Let's go 3 more. Go ahead.
Thank you, Max. Coach, camp there. So Eric Bieniemy, a couple of things that, again, it's good to hear him back. It was such a strange. Do you remember, Brady, how weird it was at the end of Eric Bieniemy's time with the Chiefs. I don't think, quite honestly, I don't think he gets enough credit. I don't think there has been enough, yeah, that's probably our bad for wanting him out of town. You know, like that dude, the offenses were better with him than they were when he left for the most
there's been
part.
a drop off. Yep.
And he, for whatever, every year, you know, first it became like a societal conversation about why he wasn't getting interviews for jobs and all these things, and that was always very strange. And then it became, after a few years of that, well, do the Chiefs, are they trying to help him leave so they can get rid of him? And it was that for a little bit. And then he went to Washington, and that was kind of strange, right? He was maybe a little too hard on the players or whatever. But you always heard the players say positive things. And then last year he went back to Chicago, and you were like, whoa, okay, that offense, there's EB. Like, you know, you could kind of see his imprint on the offense, and it makes so much sense for him to be back. Like, of all the reunions the Chiefs have had, and they've had a million of them through this era, right? And we see this with successful teams. Patriots did the same thing. How many times have they brought back Josh McDaniels after he's fallen, right? So I don't know if you feel the same way. It feels really good that he's back. To me.
Yeah, I think he adds a little bit of a spark, and I think there's that feeling of knowing that the offense has not been that high flying. You know, are they going to break a record in offensive points or some statistic? And now it feels like that's possible again with him back, and some of the pieces. You had Kenneth Walker in, which, you know, the things he said about Kenneth Walker, and that we've been talking about. We've been talking about what's going to help the defense, talking about the defensive depth and all that, those sort of things. To me, Kenneth Walker is kind of like the magic piece of the puzzle for potentially everything, because so much of a problem for the defense last year, they were on the field too much. They were on the field all the time. They never got a break because the offense had a lot of 3-and-outs or turnovers. If Kenneth Walker can kind of give the defense a little bit of a break and keep the offense on the field a little bit longer, that's going to help the Chiefs defense and help those guys that maybe are a little banged up, maybe help them heal a little faster so that they're not on the field the whole game like they were it felt like last year.
They're going to need help. They're going to need help. Like that, we're putting a lot of pressure on the run game. I get it. Putting a lot of pressure on it. But they got to have it. They got to have it for the defense. They got to have it for Mahomes rehabbing an ACL. They got to have it for a passing game that we're all a little bit not concerned, but we understand that it feels like they're still going to lean a lot on Travis Kelce at his age and everything else, and Rashee Rice coming off of a knee. It seems like let's call it a fragile passing game. How about that to start the year, right? You're counting on a lot of questions that need to go your way, and your depth is being challenged in those things. Worthy's been hurt. Rice is hurt, coming back. Thornton now is hurt. Like you know what I mean? Like you can see it. So yeah, Ken Walker's got to be. There's a lot of pressure on them. Maybe too much, but it was good to hear. EB talk a little bit about the attitude, wanting to be right. I think the Chiefs are talking him up, his teammates, for the right reasons. I think he's saying the right things. I think Ken Walker, Brady, is probably just foaming at the opportunity that stands in front of him that he never did really get in Seattle, right? It was always shared there. I don't think it's going to be shared in that way here, and he's got a chance to go out and prove. Like, he could be one of the top guys, and like one of my favorite bets this year is Kenneth Walker to lead the league in rushing yards. Love that bet this year. Now, you're talking about Jahmyr Gibbs with a bigger role and not sharing. You're talking about Bijan Robinson being there. Jonathan Taylor has a reemergence here. So there's a lot that would have to go right, but opportunity-wise, it does feel like that's why I like it. Like, it could be sneaky, right? If the opportunity's there, he's running behind one of the best lines in football if they're healthy. Good to hear from EB. We'll react to a little more of that later in the show. Max, thank you. Maybe we'll take you back there and let you listen in. There wasn't a whole lot of other interesting stuff. It was mostly about EB yesterday. So glad to get that in there. Your calls and comments welcome. If you got any Chiefs topics on your mind, 869-1240. You can also leave those comments, of course, always on the streams, Facebook, YouTube, X. When we return, we'll go out to Henry Greenstein of the Lawrence Journal-World. Been reporting heavily on a lot of things, of course, with KU football, but also has, I think, as good a feel for the Melvin Council situation as anybody does. I think I'm confused by it. There is constantly new information. There are players a part of a California case that apparently have had interest in Kansas. Are they interested? I have no idea. But we're going to ask Henry when we return. KU Insider next on Sports Daily. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
And now, digging deeper with the teams you follow, it's another Sports Daily Insider interview on KFH.
All right, and welcome back in. Henry Greenstein joining us in what will be Henry's regularly scheduled spot. We've been bouncing around a little bit. Now, what that means, Henry, is you're in on Wednesdays. And what that means is it's Hawaiian Shirt Wednesdays. And what that means is you have an opportunity as an insider to really lean into this. Now, many have tried, many have failed to participate in the right way. All it is, you throw on a Hawaiian shirt on Wednesdays, Henry, your day gets better. Everybody around you's day gets better.
All right, well, I'll do what I can to keep that tradition going. I don't know if I have one in my closet now. You know, I've been here for a while, but that hasn't risen to the top of my priority list in terms of articles of clothing to purchase. Now, that being said, I'm immediately going to pencil it in there right now and try to obtain one. So at some point during our relationship, I will hope to have one to match your theme.
You do it, you walk around, and just watch the way people look at you. Just watch the way people treat you that day. Like, man, this guy's in a good mood today. This guy's having a nice time today. It's
join the revolution.
Yeah.
All right.
Now I'm a dad of soon to be 4, Henry. A part of this is, you just got to lean into that lifestyle, right? There's an embarrass your wife and kids factor. There's everything else. But, you go out, everyone else is like, all right, I like it. So join in soon. We appreciate it. Henry Greenstein with us here, our KU Insider. This will be Henry's normal slot once things settle in. You can find him, of course, at the Lawrence Journal World, where he's a sports editor, also KUSports.com. I don't know. Let's start with basketball and all of this stuff happening. And we've got court cases all over the country. And how does it impact Trey White? And there's been a fake guy on X that got everybody. And I got a text from him about I bet 3 or 4 different KU people are like, whoa. And I'm like, I think this is a fake. But it still doesn't erase the fact that it's a possibility out there, as is Melvin Council for different reasons. I saw one of the national guys yesterday connect the Michigan State player who was a part of a California ruling as maybe KU some interest. I don't know if that's mutual interest. I don't know how to keep up with all this. I don't know if you have any better of a way to keep up with all this. How does Bill Self keep up with all of this?
Yeah, I can't imagine how anyone can possibly understand what's going on. First of all, I mean, you touched on a lot of things that are near and dear to my heart and that I've been very intensely involved with recently. But it's almost like Twitter should have some way to determine who is and isn't a reliable news source, right? Wouldn't that be such a novel idea?
It's only getting worse with AI, too.
I know, and that guy is particularly devious because he tweets realistic things based on other people's...
He's gotten KU fan base before on something, I feel like.
Absolutely. So my solution is I just block all of those accounts so I don't even see them. But then people will be like, hey, did you hear about blah, blah, blah? And then I have no idea what they're talking about. And I'm like, oh, that was probably fake. So anyway, as for everything else that's going on, this is why we get into this business, isn't it? So we can attend Friday status conferences at Douglas County Court, just in case they say anything. That's where I'll be, guys, at 1:30 on Friday, Division 5 courtroom over at 11th in Massachusetts. No, I mean, I can't imagine. Now, KU has a whole apparatus of people who understand the law better than I do. So they at least have people in Kansas athletics who are telling Bill Self what he can and can't do. But you're right. It's become a tangled web of cases that is totally incomprehensible to the average person. I've primarily followed it from the vantage point of Melvin Council and Trey White, because until I hear some sort of substantive element that leads me to believe KU is pursuing a transfer, I'm not going to go too hard on that. I understand John Rothstein has reported interest in Jackson Kohler from Michigan State, who, as you mentioned, can now enter the portal, because that's what that California case was about, allowing people to enter the portal who hadn't otherwise, because there were a lot of guys who were getting a 5th year, but they were trapped on their previous team because they
Had
hadn't.
Trey White entered the portal?
No. But I also don't know that he has any intention to, although now I believe he could, if my understanding of it.
I asked that because to throw another wrench into it for us here, Henry, there are a handful of shockers who are in the same boat. They did enter the portal preemptively, though. So just for the listeners out there, the situation with Karan Boyd and Kenya Giles is different than Trey White's, for instance, or this California case. Like that's what's maddening about this.
Although it's no longer as different because the California case means you'll probably see more. I mean, I saw a lot of it yesterday, right? A lot of new guys entering the portal. And by the way, the fact that it's happening on August 19th is completely ridiculous. So that's all the 4 and 5. I mean, it seems like things are heading in a good direction with Trey White. There's been no real public inclination, but can make a lot of money. He's coming off a good thing in the summer league. Seemed to enjoy his time at KU. It wouldn't surprise me if he ends up on the Jayhawks roster. Now that'll create a bit of a log jam, and they'll have to sort through what they're going to do with all that other wings if that happens. But a guy who played the best basketball of his career last season wouldn't surprise me at all to see him come back. The council thing, which we have, as you kindly noted, we have consistently been the first to report on. The council thing has been a quagmire of its own that is not actually related to anything else that's going on. Because he's 2 years older than all these guys, and he's already played another year of college basketball. He's already played 5 seasons. His argument is more along the lines of, well, you already gave me this one JUCO waiver. My other JUCO year shouldn't count too, so I should get to play a 6th season. And his argument is basically that by depriving him from doing so, the NCAA is preventing him from making money. It's a breach of contract and tortious interference with a business relationship. So he's suing the NCAA on those grounds. The NCAA filed its reply on Friday night. Of course, it was a Friday night. And it essentially said they had made a lot of different arguments. The main one to me, which I think counsel's people will probably challenge pretty hard, is that he signed a contract, had an agent, and played in the summer league. He did play in the summer league, but they may argue that he didn't actually sign anything. So keep an eye out for that. And then besides that, that argument was essentially, well, even if you discount the JUCO thing, it doesn't matter because he also did this other stuff. They also have a lot of arguments saying under Indiana law, our eligibility rules should be exempt from judicial review. They cite a precedent saying that this was the craziest part to me. They cite a precedent saying that an association cannot be sued in the state of Kansas. The NCAA says we are just legally not allowed to be sued. If you want to sue us, you have to sue our member institutions and us. So we'll see if that leads to a reformatting of the lawsuit in some way where KU or the Big 12 or something could be named as a defendant. I don't know. Again, we've reached the limits of my legal expertise at this point. But I will be there, like I said, on Friday, and then 2 weeks hence is the hearing on his motion for a temporary injunction, where the judge can say, all right, until we resolve this case, Melvin is eligible and can start doing stuff. Or the judge can say, nope, we got to wait and resolve the case. Either way, if the judge, the NCAA will have 30 more days after that to respond to the full case. So far, they've only responded to the request for an injunction. So
let me jump in one more time here, Brady, on that, because what confuses me, Henry, is okay, let's say the judge says that. It sounds to me like the NCAA is ready to pounce hard if ultimately whatever happens now gets changed later. And they will I get the sense that they're warning people like, okay, if you do this and we get the opportunity to punish you for it, we're going to punish you for it.
I'm sure they'd like to. I'm sure they'd like to, but I haven't read too many of the other lawsuits. But in Melvin's, he's also asking the judge to enjoin the NCAA from penalizing him or any institution that may penalize him. So if the judge... Sorry?
Down the road, you mean?
Well, he's basically saying, don't... Sorry, I might have worded that weirdly, but he's basically saying if you make me eligible, also make it so I can't be punished or my institution can't be punished for having me play. So he's trying to use legal means to prevent the NCAA from bringing the hammer down on a school that may have him play basketball.
Okay.
So if the judge chooses to do that, it would essentially render him invulnerable to punishment. And you think about the Charles Bediako thing last year. It's not like Alabama had to vacate wins for using him. Same kind of deal would be the same kind of deal here. I'm not saying that applies for every player who's in one of these lawsuits, but for Melvin, if the judge grants his motion for a temporary injunction, it will likely also include the provisions where he's like, hey, make it so the NCAA can't be mean to me or KU as a result of this.
Okay.
Mercy. Henry, I got to say, just after hearing you go over some of this, I feel like I have maybe a 5% chance, 5% better chance to pass the bar if I had to do the bar today.
Yeah.
Man, it's just, I going back to what Jacob asked right off the get-go, it's like how, for self or just, KU basketball, how are you organizing all this? How are you, I got to think that you have like plans A, B, and C kind of ready, because how do you get ready for the season when you think, well, maybe we'll have counsel, maybe we won't, or if we do, we got to be this prepared down the line legally. I mean, it's just, how are you preparing just to coach a basketball team when you have all these moving parts going on in such a quick time?
I'm sure Megan Wallwender, who's the director of compliance, who does like the legal stuff for KU athletics, is getting some pretty busy days these days. And she's probably getting a lot of inquiries about this guy and this guy and this guy. I think the athletic department is probably taking a pretty cautious approach to this, all things considered. We haven't seen a single KU athlete across any sport who got a fifth year, in theory, come back yet. That's not saying it won't happen, but classes start on Monday, so I'm not expecting a huge influx. I think ultimately, in the case of KU basketball, what probably reassures them is that they like the roster they have already. And Bill Self has taken care to say that at every turn. He's been like, will we add? Maybe. But if we don't, we really like what we have. And it's hard to blame them for doing so. I understand they're not super esteemed by national predictors, but this is the vision they had for this roster, building around Stokes, adding transfer talent at both guard and forward, not spending as much on a big man, even though some KU fans weren't super happy about that. And then kind of the dual small guard, 2 ball handler thing in the backcourt with Taylor Kinney and Leroy Blyden. And Tyron Stokes is a great passer too. You have to like how the ball movement looks. You have to like how the rebounding looks with Keanu Dawes and either Palm or Christian Reed inside. There are strengths. Of course, you're going to get better if you get Melvin Counsell or Trey White. Like, obviously, it will create a quagmire, as I said. But especially with that backcourt that I just mentioned, because someone's not going to be happy if they get them.
KU have the money to get them if they want them?
Well, probably not. But the good thing with, I guess you could call it good. The good thing with established guys is it's easier to go through the over-the-cap commercial NIL thing because it's easier to make the case that their sponsorships are worth actual money. Like a few weeks ago, everyone was talking about how KU was going to get this Serbian guy, Mihailo Mušikić. I was always skeptical on that and reported as much. But everyone was talking about that. Well, imagine going to a company and saying, hey, can Mihailo Mušikić make an Instagram post about your product in exchange for $200,000? Like, that's not going to seem as plausible to the College Sports Commission as the same thing. I don't know if that's how much they get for an Instagram post, but that's not going to seem as plausible to the CSC as, hey, can this beloved guy, Melvin Counsell, make a post about it? So if they have people who are willing to pony up, it will be easier for them to, within the letter of the law, actually find the money to get them back. I'm sure the donors are sick of being asked for money. Like, that's just a fact of life into this era. But on the other hand, it's also probably easy to persuade them, hey, remember that guy who did all the barking, who everyone loved? Wouldn't you like to get him back? So there you have it.
It makes sense. It makes sense. All right, Henry, there was a lot to cover there. You can find the latest KU football reporting at the Lawrence Journal world. And on this, if you want to follow these Melvin Council things, Henry's got it as good or better than anybody out there. So follow along, kusports.com as well. Henry, we appreciate it. We'll talk again next week, and then after that, we'll kind of be in the groove.
Yep. Looking forward to it. Thanks, guys.
Go shop for some Hawaiians. We're coming right back. It's more Sports Daily. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83-1001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Really? I mean, is that going to be a thing now?
You like it? Thanks, catchy.
What are you looking at? Go.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH, this is Sports Daily.
Aloha, Mr. Hahn.
Aloha. Hello, gentlemen. How nice of you to arrive.
Welcome in. Did you watch Hawaii 5-0, Brady?
I mean, I'm aware of it. I didn't really watch it.
We used to watch the new one in the sports office back in the day. Had a lot of fun with it. That's where a lot of those clips. I know Max was a fan. I was a fan too. It was silly. Like, it was just a silly, typical like CBS,
Very
crime
much, yes.
show. But I got into it because we'd watch it all the time. It was good enough that you're like, okay, yeah, it was fun. That's where a lot of these come from. Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday. Happy Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday, everybody, here on Sports Daily. Jacob Albrock, Brady Bowman, coming at you live for another couple hours here. Our thanks to Henry Greenstein. But he's got it covered better than anybody. And if you need some help following along, I'd invite you to go follow Henry's reporting on it because it's really, really good. And it's hard to follow, and he's doing a great job of following it. So just go find him and his reporting there at the Lawrence Journal World. And you can also, of course, go and listen back to our interview we just had with him right here on the Odyssey app. It'll get podcasted out for you. We appreciate you being here. We're going to have headlines that I missed coming up here in just a few minutes. We might take you back out to Chiefs camp, let you listen to a little more of Eric Bieniemy. We got to talk Daniel Lynch's now third start as he continues to get stretched out a little bit. It just keeps getting a little better, Brady. As the Royals had a walk-off win last night, we'll get into all of that as well later in the show. We're going to continue to preview the NFL. We'll talk NFC Offensive Player of the Year this year. Some of our favorite dark horses, some of the guys we think could take that award. Remember, that's the one, MVP, you're pretty much beholden to quarterbacks. But that one, you can get into those other type players. It's all coming up for you. What's on tap today? Brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company. Featuring Oztoberfest, the deeply copper-colored German-style brew that'll make you click your heels, grab your stein, and follow the copper brick road to the land of Oztoberfest. Wichita Brewing Company, pizza and beer made here. Of course, we also have Brady's Sports Daily Pull incoming in just a little bit. Two more trading cards that Brady and the listeners have, they've made their voices heard. They've talked us into this thing. We're doing it. We're pulling cards. So far, cards of no value, Brady. So who knows? Maybe that'll change. Today. Maybe today's the day. We'll find out about an hour from right now. Adam on YouTube said dropping off his oldest to K-State. Shout out to all those parents making that difficult trip. Just wanted to say go have Alina's, Jacob. Adam, a great listener from over the years. That's a Texas A&M Kingsville reference there, if you don't know. Brady, listening to us from South Texas most days is Adam.
Oh, wow.
And we appreciate that. Texas A&M Kingsville, a big rival to my alma mater, West Texas A&M, back when I was at West Texas A&M. Now, I don't even know if they're in the same league anymore. It's changed so much. But the Habs had some history. The Habs had some teams now.
Really?
So it was always like the famous 13-hour bus ride, though, for the team to have to go down there and play.
Canyon, Texas.
Canyon, Texas, down to down there to visit the Habs in way down there. You gotta go way down there to Kingsville, a Canyon to Kingsville on a bus. Now that is something. That's I'm trying to look up who the most famous player from Texas A&M Kingsville. They have multiple Hall of Famers. Gene Upshaw, I believe.
Okay,
Darryl Green, John Randall.
Those are some good ones.
I believe are all Kingsville guys. It was a cool rivalry, and of course, West Texas A&M, back formerly West Texas State, has had tons of them. But there have been a lot of them. So anyway, thank you, Adam. It's good to hear from you. I haven't heard from Adam in a little while. All right, Brady, let's get to it. Some headlines I missed.
All right, right, Sports Daily fans, let's take you to the sports headlines Jacob probably didn't see.
All right, Jacob. Another NFL injury. Saints running back Alvin Kamara out at least 1 month with an MCL sprain.
Yikes. Former Hutch
Yeah.
Blue Dragon.
Oh, that's
That's
right.
not good.
Yep. He's now 31. Will play for the Saints on a rework contract that will pay him a base salary of $6 million this season. Chance to make up to $8.5 million with incentives. So he is out at least a month with the sprained MCL. Boy, that's a guy that they don't want him out too much. I mean, they got Travis Etienne.
They brought in Etienne. I think they were planning on reducing the role a little bit, but I agree with you. I do think people are overestimating how reduced. I still think they plan on using him.
Yep, 31 now for Alvin Kamara.
For a running back,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
It's getting up there. Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have here? Let's go to Major League Baseball, where the Brewers dealt the Mariners the worst loss in franchise history. The most lopsided loss in 50 seasons
We've
for
had
the
a few
Mariners.
of those, it feels like, this year across
Yeah.
baseball.
Yeah, they were beat 22-0.
The Brewers are really good, man. The Brewers are really good.
Proving it there.
I love picking the Brewers because I think it's a great fan base, and I think it'd be so cool if they won a World Series. Is this their year? One of the best teams in baseball. And I feel like they have less you know about than maybe they even have had in some other years. That one got away from, the Mariners very late. It was 9 8-inning runs for the Brewers, so maybe it was a position player. I don't even know. The Brewers can make a little noise. They got some talented young players. They're getting it done this year, man. They're getting it done.
It looks
Kyle
like
Harrison
Seattle
and his 2.84 ERA. Throws a scoreless frame. Yeah, okay. All right, Brewers. We're watching. We see you.
And the Seattle Mariners are 3 games out of the wild card right now. Just FYI. So they didn't need that loss.
Listen, I'm a Rangers fan. This wild card, Brady, I'm watching it. And, the Rangers are not good. And yet they're right there.
Right there. Yeah.
Right there. I don't, they have a wild card spot currently at 2 games under 500. They're not that good. Now, maybe they're a team that could be a chip in a chair kind of a team with a couple of their starters if they got healthy. But it has been a wild American League, which makes the Royals season all that much more agonizing.
Yeah,
to know
that's true.
That a team currently under 500 is in position for a wild card and the Royals have no chance. That sucks hard, Royals fans. Feel you.
Yeah, the Rangers are actually only a game back out of the West. Game away from
mess,
Houston.
Man.
Yeah, that's
it's a
crazy.
Hot mess.
And finally, we'll go to Florida. A Florida man breaks his own record.
Hang on. Florida man. We got Florida man. Okay.
We got the Florida man. He broke his own record with a mini basketball shot from 102 feet. He launched a miniature basketball into a hoop from a distance over 100 feet to break his own Guinness World Record. Nicholas Demarinis, I hope I'm saying that right. Well, he has a nickname, Nicky Buckets. Nicky Buckets. That's with a Z at the end. Threw his ball into the hoop from a distance of 102 feet and 11.76 inches. It's the longest miniature basketball shot. He did this, fitting on July 4th. And there's video, of course.
Gosh, dang.
So is this like a pop shot? Yeah, basically, yeah, I'm looking at it now. He has like a pop shot set up, and they're the little mini pop shot basketballs. So that's the size we're talking about.
Okay. Great.
And
ball
measured
game.
it off.
Great
Yep.
game
He
to talk
has the
trash
video.
against.
The video's pretty good.
Yeah, that's I like that. Have you ever played the Florida man game, Brady?
I don't think I have.
Where you type in Florida, you go to like a search engine and just type in Florida man and your birthday. Florida man and your birthday. Not your birth year, just your birthday. So, like for me, I type in Florida man March 30th. Here's the headline. The first headline that comes up. Florida man accused of attacking mom when she wouldn't dress his mannequin. That is from an Atlanta news station. You got to play the Florida man game.
Oh, this is fun, actually. I just hit it up. This is from, my birthday's November 17th. This is from November 17th, 2023. Fox 35 Orlando, your Orlando news leader. Florida man arrested for pooping on dead possum on street during rush hour.
Here's one from Florida man on my birthday in 2016 out of WKYC studios in, I think that's Cleveland. Florida man who chewed off fingerprints pleads guilty. Here's one from 2011. Man charged in cheeseburger assault. A Florida man who allegedly threw a cheeseburger at another customer's vehicle faces a misdemeanor charge.
I was going to waste a good cheeseburger like that.
A further headline on the mannequin guy. This headline from a different station. I think this one in Detroit. Florida man hit mother stuffed dumplings in her mouth for refusing to dress as mannequin.
It's a different place.
It's a great game.
Different place.
Got to be careful. Do you have any leftover headlines? If we do, we'll hit those on the other side. We'll check in there. We've got a lot to cover. Let's start to talk about this NFC Offensive Player of the Year. We'll pull up some odds. We'll get a look at it. Just see what we're thinking. What could be out there? Any Chiefs in the mix for that? That's next on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems
Why are they hiding it?
and real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
This is Sports Daily on KFH.
Thanks to Crestview Country Club for being a great supporter of the program here on a Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday. Got a caller. I like to get out there and golf in my Hawaiians, Brady. I've had a few. I've been maybe golfing on a Tuesday. They said, hey, it's not Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday. It's a Hawaiian shirt every day.
That's true.
Out there on the course. So, look, 36 holes. If you're out there and you see me, say hi. Glad to have so many people, so much support out there from it. And we think that your family might love it too. 36 holes of golf, state-of-the-art pool, tennis facilities, simulators, bar, restaurant, all the activities. You can't even imagine how many activities are constantly going on out at Crestview. Go take a tour. Tell them we sent you. Go check things out. And find out why my family's loved it for so many years. Thanks to Crestview for being a great supporter here of Sports Daily. Brady, a clarification on Offensive Player of the Year. I mistakenly said NFC. That is an NFL-wide award, much like MVP. So we are going to, I will let you know that AFC players, we will do this as a league-wide award. And we'll do it that way because we can, check the odds in the betting component of that. So as you pivot on some names and some AFC guys as well, and I'm glad we did because there is one Chief I've told you, I think even today, that I do have interest in to win the Offensive Player of the Year award. So here are the favorites right now across the NFL. Jahmyr Gibbs right now is the favorite to win that award, 5.5 to 1. Bijan Robinson. We happen to mention both of those guys at 9 to 1. Jamar Chase 10 to 1. Puka Nacua 13 to 1. A little bit of a surprise, Justin Jefferson as high as he is at 14 to 1. Christian McCaffrey 17 to 1. Saquon 20 to 1. JSN as a repeat winner. He won this last year at 20 to 1. Jonathan Taylor 22 to 1. James Cook 22 to 1. Derrick Henry, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, all right there in those 20s range. I'm looking at DraftKings right now. So those are it's kind of like it's kind of like going down the list of a fantasy football draft to some degree, isn't it? Like that's what we're looking at. Those are the favorites. Jahmyr Gibbs is a very heavy favorite, which is interesting. And I get it, right? David Montgomery's not there anymore. Isaiah Pacheco's already hobbled. We know how good that offense is. Jahmyr Gibbs could be the beneficiary of it this year. I would tell you that right now my lean in fantasy football would be to make him the number 1 overall pick over Bijan, just because I think the offense is better. You know, as those two are looking at really big, nice seasons, you think about like how many touchdowns are possible, and I think that's where Gibbs becomes I agree with him being the odds-on favorite. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, that's where I'd go if I'm putting my money in with Gibbs. But I'm
not making that bet at 5-1. Are you kidding me? That's not nearly enough juice for me.
No. I like Jonathan Taylor a little bit. Remember the pace he was on the first half of last year, where it's like, man, is he going to break Eric Dickerson's record? I mean, he was on a tear. Then Daniel Jones gets hurt, and then the whole team basically collapses the rest of the way for the Colts. But I think if the offense can stay healthy, mainly the quarterback position for the Colts, I think Jonathan Taylor could be one of those guys.
I think Saquon Barkley in a new offense, we remember what he did a couple of years ago, where I believe he won this award, is interesting at 20-1. JSN is still interesting at 20-1. I mean, it was such a great year. Who's to say JSN doesn't do it again? You know what I mean? Jamar Chase, the whole Bengals offense is fascinating. Like, Jamar Chase is so flippin' good that he's always one. But again, at 10-1 odds, I don't know if that's good enough for me. I would look, if I'm looking at the Bengals offense, I might be a little bit interested in his teammate in the backfield there in Cleveland, who
Chase Brown,
barely even on. What's that?
Chase Brown, running back.
Chase Brown, and he's like, I'm going down to Chase Brown at 100-1 odds. So, like, if I was going that way and I'm just kind of trying to get a piece of the Bengals offense, Chase Brown's kind of unquestioned there. And I'm not saying I think he's going to win it. I'm just saying, if we're looking at this from a betting perspective, like, who are guys with roles that you could look at and say, well, yeah, if everything goes right for them based on kind of a role we perceive, who could be there? Chase Brown, who's challenging him in the Cleveland backfield, in the Cincinnati backfield right now, right? If that is a truly elite offense, like we think it probably will be, he catches the ball. He's gonna have a lot of space to run with the passing game the way it is there in Cincinnati. He's one that I would have some interest in. Kenneth Walker, I'm telling you, I told you I love his potential at leading the league in rushing yards. If you went to this award, Offensive Player of the Year, you get him at 35-1. 35-1. Now, there's a reason it's 35-1. How good is this Chiefs offense going to be? How many touchdowns can you incorporate? But if he came out and led the league in rushing, you'd have to consider him here, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would have to say so. Yeah. I mean, there's so many.
We've never seen him in that kind of role, right? So with him, you're kind of baking in new role, right? We know what Christian McCaffrey's role is going to be. We know Puka Nacua is going to just get peppered with targets, even though he's a little nicked up and has had some off-the-field stuff. There's a lot of really interesting ones. Here's an interesting one that I would point you to, but I think the problem for this guy is going to be, I don't think the team he plays for is going to be any good, but Brock Bowers, I think, would be really interesting for an award like this at 60-1. 60-1 for a guy like Brock Bowers. I'm going to exclude quarterbacks for this conversation, even though you can bet them, because quarterbacks typically get the MVP and then position players will get this award. For Chiefs fans, Rashee Rice, 45-1. I don't have much interest in that. Even in a best case scenario for Rice, I don't think he's like putting up the kind of numbers to sniff around on this award. So, there's a lot of these guys out there that are interesting. Your boy, Travion Henderson at 100-1. I don't have any interest in that. I just saw Patriots, so I thought I'd let you know. How about Breece Hall? 100-1. Now, he's hurt. I think he'll be back for the start of the regular season and will be okay. But 100-1 on Breece Hall with the role he could have. Again, his challenge, like Bowers, is going to be, what if they suck so hard that you're just like, yeah, we're not giving that to a guy that plays for a 5-win team.
Right. And health for him, because health has
And
kind of
health,
been an
for
issue.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But this would be one where I sort of take a tack at some higher odds guys. How about a guy like George Pickens? It's interesting to me, 45-1, by the way. It's interesting to me that CeeDee Lamb is 25-1 and Pickens is 45-1, and Pickens outplayed him last year. I don't think he's getting enough credit for how good he was last year. He's come in willing to play on the tag. He seems perfectly fine and happy. He's a guy that I think, if again, long odds type players here, those would be the bets. Now I'll flip it around on you, Brady. Odds don't matter. We're not talking betting. We're talking what the goal was here today was just to predict this award. Who do you think's winning this award this year?
Oh, man. I think it's tough. You know what? I'm probably going to go with Sean Robinson. Maybe with the Falcons. He's at plus 900. Okay. I mean, that's he's going to get a lot of carries and looks.
He's second most likely.
He's second most. Yep.
Yep.
You know, I'm just going to go with my gut, what I first said, kind of my first instinct, and stick with Jonathan Taylor.
Okay. Jonathan Taylor. That's a good one. He's inside the top, 10 or so favorites to win this award. I do think that's a good one. Man, this is hard for me because Gibbs is the safest pick, I think. We know the offense is going to be good. We assume the team is going to be pretty good. He's got a bigger role this year. He's so explosive. To me, it's down to two. I've got it down to Jahmyr Gibbs and Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase is the most talented receiver in football. And I think he's got a great quarterback situation. I think his role is good. There are a lot of mouths to feed there, but that's never really stopped him or held him back. I could absolutely see like a reminder season for Jamar Chase of like, hey, everybody, here's why I'm that dude. I know there are a lot of great great players in this league, but let's remember that I'm still, 26 years old. I mean, last year, last year wasn't a down year, was it? He caught 125 balls last year.
Wow.
Brady, 1,400 yards and 8 touchdowns. And it felt kind of like, yeah, was that a down year? He got the Triple Crown, I believe, the year before. 127 catches, 1,700 yards, 17 touchdowns. This dude's had 54 touchdowns in 5 years. He averages more than 10 touchdowns a season. I mean, my goodness. So for me,
if the Bengals were good.
That's what makes it harder not to take Jahmyr Gibbs a little bit. Jahmyr Gibbs has piled up the touchdowns, as we know. He had a great rushing season. He's averaged more than 5 yards a carry every year he's been in the NFL. Every single year. Last year, he added in the 77 catches. He didn't quite get over 2,000 total yards last year. He's very close. He was very close the year before that. I think Gibbs is the pick. And I'll go, and I hate doing that because he's the odds-on favorite, but he's going to be my pick. I'll predict it that way because he's certainly going to get more carries than he ever has. He's a tick younger. The biggest thing is I think the Lions are better than the Bengals, right? And so I think they have a chance to be a top team in the NFC with him in an expanded role. I mean, even if he carries the ball, I don't know. If his high in carries 2 years ago was 250, what if that's 275 at his career average of, 5.3 yards per carry? Now you're talking about just under 1,500 yards, and his role in that passing game should be very high, right? Like, I don't know what Isaiah Pacheco is going to be able to bring to the Lions, but he was targeted 94 times. He got 77 balls. If he's just out there all the time, I think he at least matches that. I think he's got a chance to go over 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns. And I don't even think that's crazy. So I'm going to say Gibbs. But man, I want to pick Chase so bad. But I'll pick Gibbs.
Yeah, outside of Chase, like if I was going to pick a non-running back outside of Chase, I mean, we're forgetting about AJ Brown. I think he's going to be like a top target.
I did think about AJ Brown. I did. The problem I would have with AJ Brown is his age and his availability. You know, he's kind of getting up there a little bit. He doesn't have a lot of injury history, but he has a lot of like he's nicked up kind of history.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
But his role could be massive, and he could have 1 billion touchdowns if that offense is, in fact, really good.
And it's role he's been wanting. Because remember how much he complained.
Like A.J. Brown, if you're looking for long odds, I do kind of like A.J. Brown. But you've got to count on two things. The most important is, can he stay healthy? Like, what are the chances he does that? Because that's, a lot of the time to pile up the stats, you have to have the good fortune of health. Puka Nacua, Brady, had 166 targets last year.
Insane.
You want to talk about, absurd role in that offense. He had his best touchdown year a year ago. I'm shying away from him because he's already a little nicked up, and B, he's kind of now dealing with stardom, right? For the first time. He's a bona fide star, and that has not treated him well early on. He's kind of put his foot in his mouth a couple of times and been in a little trouble. So that's what I don't think he's as safe. I am stunned that Justin Jefferson as high as he is. Justin Jefferson kind of has that Jamar Chase thing, right? I still think talent-wise, Chase and Jefferson may be the two top dudes, right? Last year, we talked about, the consistency of Jamar Chase. Justin Jefferson plays every game. He hasn't had the catch totals. He also hadn't had the quarterback play that Jamar Chase has benefited from. I just don't know if he's as explosive as Jamar Chase after the catch, but they're both really good. And then why are we downplaying JSN, Brady? Why could he not go back-to-back? What would hold him back?
Yeah, because what's really different?
I don't know that we have any real reason to say he couldn't repeat his performance. He's got the pedigree. He has clear connection that's good with Sam Darnold. He was almost unstoppable last year. And that's, almost certainly going to be a good team.
Yeah, I think the question with him and the Seahawks is just, what are the Seahawks going to look like without Kenneth Walker?
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's a question
and
with
they
this.
took Jadarian Price early as they've got a rookie that's going to be asked a lot of before they get Zach Charbonnet back. Here's the thing about the receivers that makes me lean Gibbs too. There's a lot of them that could have great years, right? That top tier of guys, like if they're all good, all those guys we just mentioned, if they're all good, it's going to make it harder to differentiate one of them, I think. Like one of them might lead in catches, one of them might lead in yards, one of them might lead in touchdowns. And you're like, okay, well, they're all really good. And then here you might have a running back that has just compiled it. And that role for Jahmyr Gibbs there, man, it's hard to ignore. In the Detroit offense, that dude caught 77 balls last year. That's wild.
Fantasy-wise, he's your number one pick. I mean, that's
it's him or Bijan. It's him or Bijan.
Yeah.
Bijan, I'm just going to pull up his catch total real quick because he's catching that kind of love too. Yeah, he caught 80 balls last year. Bijan did. And he went over 2,000 yards and had 11 touchdowns. He didn't have as many touchdowns as Gibbs. He's as good, but for me, it's just his team might not be as good. His propensity to score touchdowns might not be as good. But he's every bit as talented. He might be more talented. Different players, but both can run and catch. Bijan had more carries last year and more targets. He had a bigger role. So that's kind of it, right? He already had the big role like that. Gibbs has had to share with Montgomery. Montgomery's great, by the way. I like him this year, too. I don't know that I would put him in this conversation, but you could squint your eyes and see it in Houston because they're going to lean on him a lot. I just don't think he's as talented as these two guys. But Bijan Gibbs, that's the kind of the debate right now at the top of fantasy drafts. I think either one of them's good. I think you're fine either way. They'll probably
you're good either way.
They'll probably be pretty close. You're 50-50 on that, in my opinion. But it's a fun award, this Offensive Player of the Year, because you get to talk like in an MVP, and I hate this. It's like it's going to be a quarterback,
right?
That's just the way it is. It's the quarterback award now.
When's the last time it wasn't a quarterback? You got to go back to like Sean Alexander with the Seahawks way back when.
I think that might be right. The last non-MVP quarterback was Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson, okay.
2012. He broke the 2,000 yards rushing, 12 touchdowns. Every year in the last 14 has been a quarterback.
Yep.
So that's not going to change. All right, we're coming back. We got more Sports Daily, everybody. Let's talk a little Royals when we come back, Brady. Max will take you to the sound of how it happened last night. Another win for the Royals, but some things within the game that we need to dig out. We'll do it next.
Want the real story behind Kansas athletics without the fluff? Go straight to the beat.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issue a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Sports Daily on KFH.
All right, we're back. Brady Bowen with you. Jacob Albrock will be back in just a second. KFH Sports Daily on this Hawaiian shirt Wednesday. And Jacob's back. I guess you were just turning the hog on the little burn pit out there, right? Getting that ready for us.
Yeah.
Rotisserie.
The whole pig.
The whole pig.
Whole pig Hawaiian. Yeah. Sorry, it took me out. It was just behind there. Did we get the Bobby Witt audio in? He's back, baby. He's back. He's back.
Soft liner, left field, it's down! Here comes Jensen, and the Royals walk off the A's in the bottom of the ninth.
Quite a series brewing here for Bobby Witt Jr., isn't it? You know what's wild, though? Jack Caglione was 2 of 4. 2 for 4. Jack Caglione is now hitting .278 on this season.
Not too shabby.
You get a dude with his kind of pop hitting .278, good things are going to happen. Great things are going to happen. That's fun. That's the fun, Royals fans. Those two guys. Those two guys could be fun for a long time. Focus on that. Let that be there. I know a lot of people probably didn't go to the ninth inning on that one. Maybe they did. It was, it was a 3-run ninth, but if you were down 3-1 to the A's in the 7th with the Royals bullpen, were you really feeling very good about anything? Probably not. Probably not. But a lot of us were with this game to watch the beginning of it. And as, we still sit and watch Witt and Cags and think about what might be with Garcia there. It's with Carter Jensen still working through it a little bit, but I would say an exciting player, if nothing else. Okay, Royals fans, there's something there. The other big thing to watch, this may be the most important thing to watch the rest of this season, is Daniel Lynch, Brady. He has now made his 3rd start for the Royals. Again, his best of the 3. His first start went 1 2/3 innings, gave up 3 earned runs. Went then 2 1/3, gave up 3 earned runs. Now went 4 and gave up 1 earned run. What's interesting about it, even in these starts where his whip isn't changing much, right? His walks and hits per inning pitch, which is one that I love. I love that. I love that number, that stat. That's kind of it's basically how often are guys getting on base against you. So Lynch makes his best start. Now, again, it was against the A's. So grain of salt, and they're still trying to stretch him out here. They got him up to 4 innings last night. I would imagine the plan in the next game is get him into the 5th inning and hope that he can complete it. We'll see. But we're seeing that progress. What do you need to see from Lynch, Brady, to rubber stamp him being a starter going into the offseason and into next season? What do you want from him?
At this point, just consistent improvement, confidence, control, which I feel like we're starting to see that a little bit going since he's been starting in these games. Like you said last night, his highlights so far, and it seems like we're just seeing that constant improvement every time.
Yeah. I'm with you. I want to see some of those peripherals stay close to what they were. The long ball in his game against the Dodgers was the challenge, which, again, against the Dodgers, you can understand that. Before that, though, he hadn't given up a home run in any of his appearances back to June 27th. He gave one up. That was his – really, he's had, 2 bad outings, real bad outings since, like, May, and they both – came at the mercy of a home run. And then you saw that the Dodgers game was like, okay, that's a home run. That's 2 home runs. In fact, he gave up a couple, and one of them was Shohei. So I want to see the peripherals stay the same. Avoid the long ball and just stretch it out a little bit. I mean, the hardest thing is to evaluate him while he's trying to also, on the fly, stretch it out. We all, I think, baseball people understand you have to pitch differently as a starter than you do a reliever. As a reliever, you can cut it loose and let it fly. As a starter, you got to pull back a little bit because your goal is to try to get deep into that game. It's one of the reasons why this does feel risky. I get the risk here because we've seen Daniel Lynch as a starter. It has not gone well, which is why he's a reliever. He happens to be really good at that. They happen to need a reliever, right? So I get it. But I also subscribe to you want your best pitchers to be starting pitchers. So he's not so old that he can't have figured some things out to try to be a starter. If you hooked up a lie detector to Daniel Lynch and said, would you rather be a starter or a reliever? I'm almost certain he would say starter. And if you had to hook a lie detector to J.J. Piccolo and say, which does the organization prefer? Lynch to be a, let's call it, consistent number 3 starter or a back into the bullpen guy, I would imagine he'd tell you a number 3 starter, right? So I get it. I support the decision to try this. Brady, the big risk is if this doesn't go well, is he able to go back and be a good reliever? That's the only risk here. Is if he lost some of the magic to be a reliever, but we really don't have anything that would tell us that he has, right? He's kind of been up and down a little bit, and he's always been a good reliever. So I think that risk is low enough that this will be fun to watch down the stretch here. He should get, how many more games do we have? What are we at right now? That was the 127th game, which means we have 35 games remaining. Is that right? Am I right on that? 35, I think.
Sounds right.
Which is simple math divided by every 5th start. We could get 7 starts here down the stretch still from Daniel Lynch, which is good.
Yeah. Let's keep seeing it. Let's see what happens there. Because I'm with you on the risk factor. I think he can, if he had to go back to being a good reliever again, I don't think that's going to be some Herculean effort to make happen. I think he can get back to that. Another thing, I was looking at the box score, Jacob, last night with Carlos Duran getting a win. He's the guy that they picked up in trades earlier in the month, got him from the Dodgers. So good to see him already.
Part of the Lane Thomas trade. Was that his first Royals appearance? That's a good question.
That I'm not sure of. Let me look here.
I'm going to check that right
But he got the win last night.
Yes, that was his first appearance as a Royal.
So good appearance on somebody that the Royals picked up earlier this month.
Well, and it's 1-2. Like that's when we talk about how bad the bullpen's been. All these arms that the Royals acquired, I don't know if any of them are going to be good enough to be starters. I don't particularly know, quite frankly, any of the players they traded for. So it's hard to say, but those are the things. Like I would love to see over the course of this season, some of these guys get, put on the Royals roster, and let's see if any of them can be bullpen arms. Rick brings up something we have not mentioned yet. Lucas Ursig did get sent down. I think, was that yesterday or the day before, Rick? Either way, he did get sent down. That is also, I think at this point, the right thing to do. I'll rubber stamp that decision. I would leave Ursig in AAA the rest of this year and just say, you've got, well, the rest of their year, and then I suppose you could call him back up. But, dude, go figure it out. I don't know what happened with him because I don't think he's hurt, but it's just like he's become so hittable. And he was so unhittable most of his Royals career. Like, you watch the stuff of Ursig and you're like, that dude's filthy right now. He's a strange one. So I think sending him down was probably the right thing to do. But to your point, is Duran the only one that gets called up? Do they add any more of these guys they acquired in trade? Do they bring any of those guys in and work them as relief pitchers now to see if maybe – I mean, I'd be interested to see, too, like if you're one of those players, because they're all – they weren't like super, super young. We may have an opportunity for you here in this organization. We want you to work as a reliever. Do you want to do that if you're that player? Do you want to hold to trying to be a starter? It'll be an interesting development piece for the Royals, for sure. But Daniel Lynch, if I had to ask you, Brady, get out your crystal ball. Get out your crystal ball. You're at the fair. You're in your Hawaiian. You're saying, hey, come here. We'll read your fortune. We'll tell the future, right? Daniel Lynch, opening day 2026. Is he in the Royals rotation?
Yes. It just came to me, just like that.
Yep.
A resounding yes from the imaginary crystal ball.
I agree. I think you will be too. I think your opening day, now, when is opening day? That's a good question. But I think the rotation next year is probably going to consist of players currently in the organization. I don't know that they're bringing anybody in the offseason. It's going to be Waka. It's going to be Lynch. It's going to be Cameron. It's going to be Lugo. That's 4. Is it Avila? Is it who? Who am I? Oh, Kolek. Kolek would probably be healthy at that point. So there's a rotation. You've got Avila there. Is Marsh coming back at some point here? Who knows about Reagan's? So I think that's your group. If you're one of these guys that was just traded, there's not a lot of room there. Now, it's not a great group. I'm not saying they can't add to it. They could. But it's the group probably. So if you're one of those guys, man, there's an opportunity staring at you in the face. I'd be begging the Royals. Let me see what being a reliever is all about. I mean, for those guys and at that point in their careers, like, just make the roster. Especially if you've got an organization that's showing you with Daniel Lynch, like, we're willing to let you try back out as a starter.
Sure.
They've done it with several guys, honestly. Not just Lynch now. So yeah, maybe some of those guys can. Duran, we're looking for things to watch here, Brady, down the stretch for the Royals. Duran, who came over in the Dodger trade, 25 years old. I don't think has had any other time in the big leagues. Double check that. Last year,
he's huge too. Do you see his stats?
Last year he made one appearance for the Dodgers, I believe it was,
okay.
And it was a third of an inning in May. That was it. And he got sent down. So, let's watch him.
He's a giant. 6'7", 230 pounds.
A big one. A big boy. But let's watch him down the stretch now. Put him in, again, like, how do you handle this if you're the Royals? Like, these guys you're testing out, you're getting a look at, put him in every other game. Find a way to get him in there. See what he's got.
Try to build some confidence.
Quatraro might be coaching for his job. I don't know. But if I'm the Royals, I'm like, yeah, we're done with the wins and losses. I mean, they want to win games, but they got to try to figure some stuff out. Helps when Bobby Witt Jr.'s there doing his thing. He feels like he's back. He feels like he's finding that white-hot groove that he can find so easily. And the best news for the Royals, he might be getting outplayed by his buddy Jack Caglione. Cags is hitting 278, Brady. I don't know what he projected to, I don't know what scouts thought his hit tool was, but as hard as he hits the ball, if you tell me he's going to be a 278 hitter, like, look out at what kind of numbers he might be able to put up. If he's a 270, we used to say the same thing. When Bobby Witt Jr. first came up, I remember having these conversations with Bruce. And it was like, if you can tell me Bobby Witt Jr. is going to be a 280 hitter with all the different things he can do, he's going to be a perennial MVP candidate. Because we know he'll get on base. We know he'll steal bases. He has pop. Like, all the things. You tell me he's a 280 hitter? Like, yeah. Same thing with Kaggs. You tell me Kaggs, way he hits the ball, as hard as he hits the ball, is going to be a 280 hitter? Yeah. Give me that all day long.
And isn't that the thing as a Royals fan right now, where it's like, so it's such a weird place to be in, because you kind of look at things like, well, maybe we can run all this back. Like, there are some pieces.
I know.
Do we try it all again, really? Do we just try it one more time?
Sitting here 21 games under 500.
Yeah. Give Q another shot.
Unbelievable. What a weird dynamic it is. All right. We're going to come back. We got another hour. We'll have the Sports Daily poll on the other side. Get ready, fans. Here it comes. We have that. We have another hour of fun to have here on Sports Daily. It's Albrock. It's Bowman. We'll take you back out to Chiefs camp, too. Hear a little more from Eric Bieniemy. It's all coming in another hour. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on the Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
You like it? Nice catchy. What are you looking at? Go.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH, this is Sports Daily.
Aloha, Mr. Hyde.
Aloha. What are you people? On dope?
Some may say it. We're just a couple party guys here, doing our best on a Wednesday, rocking out in our Hawaiians. Happy Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday, everybody, on Sports Daily. Thanks for being here with us. We are coming to you over the air, KFH. 869-1240 is that number to call. You can also email the show at sportsdaily@kfhradio.com. You can get in touch with us via our video streams. Thanks for watching us on 12 News Connected. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or X, you can leave us a comment there, and we can take that over the air. Had some good ones today. We appreciate those. Or you can send us voice messages through the Odyssey app, also an option for you here on Sports Daily. We're taking you through this hump day, this Wednesday, getting you ready for everything in the sports world. Still about a week away from the beginning of the rev up here on Sports Daily. All our insiders are going to start making appearances as we get closer to the football season. We got a lot of fun ones this year. Thanks to Henry Greenstein for stopping by, our KU insider, who was here today and had a lot of good information on all the basketball roster decisions up in Lawrence. He's following that as closely as anybody. So follow along. You can go back and listen to that interview on the Odyssey app. It's all What's on Tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, featuring Oztoberfest, the deeply copper-colored German-style brew that'll make you click your heels, grab your stein, and follow the Copper Brick Road to the land of Oztoberfest. Wichita Brewing Company, pizza and beer made here. Also trivia night for them out at Wichita Brewing Company's West location every Wednesday there. Brady, this is the time of the show where we have we've got the colliding worlds of a Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday and a Sports Daily poll. Sports Daily poll is where Brady takes a couple of trading cards every day. This was a Brady and listener request, so we're doing this now on Sports Daily. It's a thing. It's a thing. So far, nothing of value. I don't know what our odds are or anything else to get something of value. Yesterday, we pulled Patrick Mahomes and who was our other one yesterday? Patrick Mahomes and JSN. Neither of them apparently had any value, which is discouraging because those are two really good players. But whatever, that's what we do.
Just base cards.
For me, this kind of turns into a Remember That Guy segment. But, we're doing it. We're at doing 2025 cards again. But in a 2025 pack, we pulled a John Elway. So again, don't ask me. I don't understand it. I don't know how you get John Elway in a 2025 pack, but you do. So
yeah, that's kind of a newer thing in sports cards too. It didn't used to be that way. It used to be when somebody was retired, you weren't seeing them in a base set again unless it was like some sort of special tribute card or something like that. Now they're putting a lot of veterans in, just to mix it up, have more cards out there. So far, As far as value, Jacob, the Sports Daily Pull card that so far has the most upside potentially is the Dylan Gabriel rookie card.
No, come on.
That's our most upside
That
right now
can't
as
be
far as what we
true.
pulled. It is. That has the most upside of worth potentially of what we pulled so far.
Can't be true.
So we need some better pulls to happen here.
We do. I don't understand how Dylan Gabriel is worth more than John Elway or Patrick Mahomes or hell,
it's a rookie card.
How is Dylan Gabriel worth more than Daniel Carlson, the unemployed kicker we pulled on the opening day of this segment?
We'll see.
All right, let's do it.
Is it time?
Excuse me, do you have the Carl Yastrzemski baseball card from 1973 when he had big sideburns?
Show me $30, because if you ain't got it, I ain't getting off the stool.
Sports Daily Pull.
All right, let's see what we got. Again, this is a 2025 Absolute Football Pack.
Okay.
Took the 2 cards off the top, put the rest of them back. Oh, we got one who's been a topic of the show already.
Today?
Yep. We got an Alvin Kamara.
Oh, okay. An
Just a
Alvin
base card,
Kamara of 2025. Great player.
Yep.
Hutch Blue Dragon.
And after
I'm
that,
going to guess that one doesn't have a lot of value.
looks like it's just a base card, Jacob.
Okay. All right, Alvin Kamara. What a player. What a career.
He's had a good career. Let's see. And our second card, another base card, but we got DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf. So this would have been last year. Year 1 of DK Metcalf as a Pittsburgh Steeler. The thrilling radio that you've been commanding to aging players, Alvin Kamara and DK Metcalf. You put those in the collection there. I get why kids love this, right? They don't care about the base card nonsense. I mean, maybe they do, but like kids, maybe you're a Saints fan. You're like, yeah, I got an Alvin Kamara card. Like that's cool. I get it, but that's it. Alvin Kamara and DK Metcalf. So we've pulled Pro Bowlers here. We're 4 for 4 the last 2 days of Pro Bowl players, really good players. But it's not worth anything financially. Now, emotionally, perhaps even spiritually for some, it's worth a lot. Good for the soul, right? This trading card game that you're playing.
If you're a DK Metcalf fan or a Steelers fan, and you're like, oh, not only is that DK Metcalf card, but that's a card that was featured exclusively on the Sports Daily Poll. That might add a little extra value to it.
Yeah, that's true. We have not checked the value of these cards. You probably need to call our friends from Valley Center who are trying to help you out in this endeavor. Yeah. I think we probably need to verify this, but I think it's a safe assumption that cards pulled on Sports Daily have some value added back into them.
Those
true. Have to have.
That's true. They're not just any card.
At least like 6 cents each added to their value when you go and you check it. So take good care of those now.
That's true. That's why I got the plastic sleeves. Got a pack of these the other day, just in case.
Take good care of those, Brady. Once people realize that, oh my gosh, that's that Leonard Williams. That's that Leonard Williams they pulled on Sports Daily. I got to get my hands
by Jacob and Brady. Wow.
I got to get my hands on that card. It's great. I'm so happy for you, Brady, and the listeners that demanded we do this every day.
That's true. Still, Dylan Gabriel's our best chance.
We got it. We're now, what are we? Probably 8, 10, 12 or so cards into this.
Yeah, roughly so. Yeah.
And our most valuable is a Dylan Gabriel rookie card.
Yes, the most upside in value is the Dylan Gabriel card.
So now, is it because it's a rookie card, or is it also a fancy card?
It's because it's a rookie.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's a true rookie card. So.
Got it. Okay. Well, good luck to Dylan Gabriel then. I suppose we now have a who we hope the leader in the clubhouse to be the starting quarterback of the Browns is.
Yes,
Although,
right now, for now. Yeah, on this day, August 19th.
I saw some highlights there. I don't like his chances.
He looked a little rough.
It didn't quite go the way. Not that anybody's looked great there in Cleveland, according to most reports. There's apparently a big fight at Cowboys camp. Headline we missed.
Yeah,
Did you hear about that?
I saw some. Yeah,
Rex Steiner, who's in a little trouble, but the son of Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner. It says suplexed somebody at Cowboys camp. Now I don't know if we have video of the suplex. I think I'm looking at it here. An interesting choice to, have one of those kind of fake fights that we see at training camp where everyone kind of grabs around a little bit. Here we go. There it is. That does look like kind of like a Steiner Brothers suplex right there. The wrestling background of the Steiners. That's Brock Rechsteiner, the German suplex. Now, he didn't land it as cleanly as his dad, Big Papa Pump, did so often, or his Uncle Rick. But, he's cousin of a current WWE superstar. Now, the Cowboys player here threw the first punch. So this is not on Rex Steiner. He didn't do anything wrong here. That's you can't. By the way, why would you hit somebody in the helmet?
Yeah, not
Why
cool.
would you hit somebody in the helmet, Brady? I've never understood that. Why would you swing at a helmet?
Yeah, you have more chance of hurting your hand.
And I guess if you're slapping it, you could, but I don't know. These joint practices, what do you think? It's 1 billion degrees outside. Everybody's mad. Nobody wants to be there. What do you think's going to happen? We get more fights in joint practices than we do in actual NFL football games. I get it, man. If I was out there in pads, I'd be ready to fight too after a while. That's enough.
Saints, right? Saints, Cowboys.
Get your hands off of me. I get it. All right, we'll come back. We'll take you back out to the camp. Max has some more audio from Eric Bieniemy. More on the organization of life. We'll play a little of that. Yesterday for just joining us. Some significant injuries there that we're keeping our eye on. That's coming up on Sports Daily. It's a Wednesday. It's Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday, everybody. Hope you're celebrating.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. Here, Jacob Albrock, Brady Bowman. Max points out Deacon Jones that the slap to the helmet. I'm not talking about in the game. Now, they don't allow that anymore. In the game, it makes perfect sense why you would do it. Training camp or a fake fight like we see sometimes, like going for a punch of the helmet. I'm like, punch him in the arm or something.
Yeah, it seems unwise.
Punch in the helmet? That doesn't seem very smart. All right. Max has some more audio from Chiefs camp yesterday. First time we heard from Eric Bieniemy. If you're listening in the first hour, we kind of played you more of, early thoughts on Ken Walker and Patrick Mahomes. And the thing with Bieniemy is it's the first time we've heard from him since he left. Of course, he had to step away from camp. Very unfortunate situation. His son shot his wife. His wife has been in the hospital recovering, by all accounts, and Bieniemy had to step away. He's back now with the team, which would tell you things would be progressing well with his wife's health. But let's take you to camp again. Max has that portion of it, and then we'll get in more of Chiefs camp yesterday in general and recap some of what we were talking about earlier.
Based on what Andy has told us earlier, does it look like he's going to have a chance to have a full recovery?
Me, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Mia.
Oh, Mia, okay. Yeah. I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry. Yes. So she's on a great road to recovery. And like I said, I'm going to keep that private. And first and foremost, let me go backwards to go forward. Yes, she is on the road to recovery. Yes, she is doing great. It's one of the main reasons why I'm back here, because of her recovery. She's truly a soldier. She's a saint, and it's been incredible to watch. But with that said, I know I was driving her and a bunch of my family members crazy in the house. So she was like, "You have my blessing to leave." So it was time to get back.
What football provides players and coaches sometimes in like a necessary escape?
This environment, I've been playing football, been a part of this sport since the age of 6. So this has been a part of who I am. I've had an opportunity to make a number of great friends over the years. And those friendships, they last. The bonds that you form are very strong. And you end up developing these instant relationships that just, with things that you have in common. And so this is a beautiful sport. I know, obviously, you have your highs and lows with what takes place on the field. But when it's all said and done with, it's all about people, being united, all right, for one common goal. And that's bringing people together for the same common reason, because we all want to win. But on top of that, we understand the importance of being accountable to one another.
Eric, you've been with Kenneth a little bit, in the mini camp and all this stuff. But what are your impressions of him now, having had him here at camp?
You know what, Kenneth's
right,
been
we'll
very.
Back here.
He's been working his tail
That's
off.
the point we picked it up earlier. Bieniemy is a fan of Kenneth Walker, but it's what a wild time for Bieniemy to be back, Brady. What a an unfortunate set of circumstances, but he's back with the Chiefs, and they've been very supportive, which of course they would be, and he's been in a situation where they're trying to change the offense. I don't know, Brady, what the correlation of it all is. If there was if it was them coming to a conclusion last year, knowing in the offseason, okay, this is a year with Mahomes coming back and with the investments we've made in the offensive line that we really want to target getting an explosive running game. And that being the thing that said, well, Eric Bieniemy, that's kind of his thing. Let's go talk to EB again. They were ready to be done with Matt Nagy, I think. And I don't know if it all ran together or if it was as simple as Andy Reid likes to bring in his old guys and Bieniemy was an option and they brought it in and it just so happens to be at the time that I don't know what that thought process was from start to finish. But I do know it makes a ton of sense now. Makes a ton of sense to lean into the run. Makes a ton of sense to bring EB back. Makes even more sense if you're going to lean into the run to bring EB back by design, because that's kind of his thing. So either way, it's good that he's back. And now it's especially good for a million other kinds of reasons that he's back with the team at practice.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't realize, looking into more the background of the shooting of his wife and his son being involved. I think his son's still being held without bond right now. So I think that's another thing to, just how you deal with all that.
As
right?
a dad that he's still dealing with.
Right. Yeah. That your son's involved. Your son was the alleged shooter. I mean, you're dealing with all that sort of stuff. That has to be hard to walk through in your mind and wake up every day trying to make sense of all that. But, like he said, I mean, football's been part of his life since he was 6. So I think for him, he's in the best place he can be right now at training camp and, diving into all this.
His wife told him she's ready for him to go back, right? That's
yeah. I chuckled at that part. That was pretty good.
All right.
But
all
yeah,
right.
I think it's a lot of good familiarity for everybody.
Enough.
Yeah.
It's remarkable that everything worked out in that scenario and everybody is okay. And I cannot imagine going through something like that. But I'm happy for EB that he had, the people he's close with the Chiefs organization to go through it with him.
Sure.
You've probably watched the Chiefs documentary now, and you've seen the Andy Reid episode, and boy, it gives you an appreciation for what he's all about and who he is and all those things. Like, what a tough thing to go through, and what a perfect place for him to be while he goes through it. and continues to go through it. You know, this is a very impactful year in whatever it is that this Chiefs, if you want to call it a dynasty, if you want to wait to call it a dynasty, this Chiefs era, whatever it is at a crucial point in its trajectory, right? I think it's already been a dynasty. I think now for me it's trying to decipher and decide, are we at the end of that dynasty? Are we in the middle of that dynasty? Because there is a point in the near future where Mahomes is the only guy left, right? Of the dynasty. Maybe he'll have Spags with him in some capacity. But, you know, Travis Kelce's near the end. Chris Jones is probably near the end. Who knows if Andy Reid's near the end? I really don't know if he is or he isn't. But the old guard, the winning AFC championships every year, and it's a foregone conclusion, and the road runs through Arrowhead. I mean, the Chiefs would like to believe they can get right back to that this year. I'd like to think there's going to be a different version of that. I don't know that they'll ever be as dominant like that as they were. Doesn't mean they can't win Super Bowls. They certainly can. They could this year. I think they're a contender for a Super Bowl this year. But it's just not the same. So is this the middle? Is this the end? I don't know. Big part of it, though, is a big change in philosophy. I don't know that we'll ever see the Chiefs go back to the kind of football they played in 2019, 2020.
Yeah, with Tyreek. Yeah, those days. Yeah.
Are they ever that again? I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, as Mahomes ages, you have to really fine tune things. But your guy that's sitting over your right shoulder, Tom Brady, is a perfect example of the stats can come later. The big-time passing offense of Aaron Rodgers did that, when he had his little MVP run right there to finish in Green Bay. Matt Stafford's going through that now. Like, you can still, as you get older, be a part of a high-octane offense. So I think it has less to do with Patrick Mahomes on whatever it is that they end up doing. I just think they've designed and been building whatever this middle portion is, or maybe it's toward the end, to be a totally different thing than what we saw through the first 5 or 6 years of this thing. And it's been a slow build to it offensively, and here we are. We're at that point, and Eric Bieniemy's back. There are a lot of do you ever think about, you're a Patriots guy, do you ever think about the amount of parallels there are with what we saw from New England and what we are seeing with Kansas City?
Yeah,
how many times, Brady, did we sit there and say, all right, they're done. It's over for the Patriots?
Tom Brady's done. He's off a cliff, as who was it that said that?
I don't know
Max
who
Kellerman. Yeah.
I don't know who said it about Brady, but a lot of people said it about the Patriots.
Sure.
And 20 years later, finally, when Brady left, you got the end of it. 20 years. We were saying that in that middle stretch. I said the Patriots went a decade between Super Bowl wins in the middle portion of their dynasty.
Yeah.
Now
they still went through some Super Bowls, but
they went to some. They were still very good, right? But it was a decade between. And we always were like, oh, that's the end. That's it. And they were just kind of always there. But the parallels, too, of like, you had Brady and Belichick's marriage. And then you had all these assistants that they'd leave and then they'd come back. These players, they'd leave and then they'd come back. Like, there's so many parallels. The evolutions of Tom Brady. When he was happy to hand the ball off. When he was happy to throw it 45 times a game. When he was happy to be, an offense led by a bunch of tight ends. Didn't matter. And now we're going to start to see what Mahomes is all about in that way. Mahomes hasn't put up the huge, offensive numbers of early in his career in a few years, but I think still inclined. Like, I can't wait to see Mahomes be happy to just hand the ball off a bunch. Be happy to throw it only maybe 30, 35 times a game. I think he will be, as long as it's working. but that's a huge step, right? We had to see Brady. Was when I'm trying to remember this. Brady started to do it when he got Moss, right? But not really until then did they become this high-flying, passing-based offense. And then all of a sudden it was Moss and it was Welker and it was Edelman and it was, the tight ends. And then they started throwing it all the time.
Gronk, yeah.
But early on, right, it was Falk and Corey Dillon and
Antoine Smith.
And who was the Minnesota running back that came in? Lawrence Maroney.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they had a lot of run-based teams early on.
But Garrett Blunt
was a huge part of what they did, right?
Towards the end, yeah.
So, then you had the great pass. So there's lots of different versions, and they all existed within one dynasty, right? It lasted a really long time. And then as NFL fans, I think to see it happening again with the Chiefs was like, there is no way. Like, we're over here watching the NFC be a crapshoot every year. We just got done watching the Patriots be a foregone conclusion. And then all of a sudden the Chiefs, and I mean immediately, take that mantle from them. I think there are if you're not a Patriots or a Chiefs fan, you're just a football fan, you're like, no way. Like, come on, man. Like, there's no way. Could you imagine being an AFC fan of another team? Like, get out of here. Like, the poor Bills fans.
Oh, yeah.
God,
it was supposed to be the Bills' turn when Tom Brady left.
They've had so many good teams through these two, through the Patriots and the Chiefs runs. They've had so many good teams and couldn't get it done. So that's the big thing for me. And that's like when I see Eric Bieniemy come back, I can't help but think about how many times did Josh McDaniels come back to the Patriots? He left twice and came back 3 times?
That sounds about right, yeah.
Is that right?
He had that 1 year he coached the Broncos.
The Broncos, the Raiders didn't work out, and then he's back. Like, that's kind of the feel I get with Bieniemy. Now, Bieniemy never got his chance to be a head coach. And probably won't, to be perfectly honest. Probably won't. But he's back. And it kind of does.
Eric's sleeping with Bieniemy.
Oh, that's a good one. That's an old boomer call. I cannot help but think about the parallels there to the Patriots dynasty. All the time, I think about that. Like, Nagy came back. Like, they all just kind of come back, right? And they all want to pitch into this Chiefs family that has been created. How effective will it be? We'll find out. I happen to think, I can't think of a in the Chiefs system, an offensive coordinator that's a better fit for what they need to do this year than Eric Bieniemy. I really can't.
No, he was with Mahomes and Kelsey from the beginning. The relationship he has with all the other coaches, those key players, it's really going to be interesting back this year when that the offensive scheme is going to be different than we've seen with Bieniemy.
And to have the amount of voices in that room, so I thought that was interesting when Bieniemy was talking about Ken Walker, that he said he wants to be right, he doesn't like to be wrong. I would imagine for guys like Mahomes and Kelsey, it'll be somewhat refreshing to just have EB back there so they can all just disagree and yell at each other and know that that's totally fine.
Right.
You remember the air quotes here, controversies that we saw with Mahomes and Bieniemy when they just start screaming at each other about what was happening on the field? Optically, you're like, ooh, that doesn't look good. But then anytime they all talk about each other, yeah, it's fine. Like, the people you're closest with are the people that you can get after it with the most.
Because you have that comfort. Yeah, you have that trust in knowing that, they know me. They know maybe I'm just upset and they're not taking it personal, and we're able to just kind of talk about it all. And, yeah, I kind of see that. Going back to the Patriots parallels, how many times do we see Tom Brady light up Josh McDaniels
all
on
the
the sideline?
And honestly, you get to this point of all the careers, and I feel like you kind of need it. Like, you need somebody. When everything in those margins are so razor thin, you need somebody to be like, that is somebody to get after you a little bit. What new coach is going to come into the Chiefs offensive room and tell Patrick Mahomes what to do?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Honestly, who are you hiring that's going to walk in that room and tell Patrick Mahomes what to do? There's 2 guys that can probably do that currently. Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy.
Right.
And Patrick Mahomes to not like it to listen to it, right? Travis Kelce's the same way. Like that I think makes this make so much sense. I don't know how long this goes. I would imagine for a long time. I think we're probably done with all the drama of what it was like with Eric Bieniemy every offseason and people, trying to guilt, like, we got to have him as a head coach. How is he not a head coach? And all of these. Like, I think we've turned the page on that chapter of things. And now, because we don't have that conversation about Steve Spagnuolo, right?
Right.
We don't have people every off say, why is Steve Spagnuolo not a head coach? How could that possibly be? They've had a top defense for years because he's happy where he is. And I think there's a good chance Bieniemy's going to be happy where he is.
Kind of like Josh McDaniels, too. I kind of feel like maybe we're done talking about him being a head. Like, it seems like, no, his strength is offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I would hate to be the team that gives him another shot as a head coach.
Because it hasn't went well.
It has not worked out well.
Although
And it works out very well doing what he's doing.
Remember, he started off actually pretty good with the Broncos when he first got there. Didn't they go like 6-0 or something?
He was the Tebow.
Yeah, he drafted Tebow. Yeah. Whoops.
I remember watching those thinking, what are we seeing right now? Like, what are we looking at? What is this? Those were wild years. It's a long time ago. All right. There you go, Chiefs fans. We did not mention, and we'll do this on the other side, just kind of get you caught up with the headlines of practice yesterday for the Chiefs. Got off on a little bit of a sidebar there. There were some significant injuries that we're watching from Chiefs camp. We'll take a look at those when we return on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83-1001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it. It's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Do this thing. Go!
Sports Daily is on KFH.
We're going to take you back out to Chiefs camp for a couple of headlines there on the injuries yesterday. It's what's on tap here in this final segment, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, now featuring Trivia Night tonight and every Wednesday at WBC West at 7 o'clock. Prizes for first, second, and third place at WBC West for trivia tonight at 7. WBC, pizza and beer made here. We mentioned this off the top, Brady. For those just joining, though, if you missed it yesterday, if you're not kind of locked into what's happening at Chiefs camp every day. Yesterday, Tyquan Thornton left practice. Again, we say on the cart, grain of salt there. They all go on a cart in training camp. He was in I believe, the front seat of the cart, but the Chiefs are calling it a hamstring injury. So that's of significance, and we'll keep an eye on that. They had another wide receiver, Jeff Caldwell, who I don't think is going to even make the roster, also left practice today. That's the only injury that I've seen. But Thornton's hamstring injury, I would imagine at this point, Brady, challenges being ready to start the season. Is that a safe?
That's probably, if you're going to make any safe assumption, that's the safest. Yeah.
We don't know the grades of them. We do know hamstrings are tricky. We know they linger. They can last a few weeks. We're kind of right on that line. I am a Tyquan Thornton advocate. I think he can really make this offense better. I think he's always a deep threat. I think he has a connection on that, and I think he's good at it, quite frankly. And I think it's going to be an option for them this year, for Mahomes. I would imagine the Chiefs would like to take it slow with him and make sure a hamstring doesn't linger. So we'll see on that one. The other ones are Ashton Gelati, who they're calling a foot injury. Most of the reporters at camp saying he was grabbing at his heel. Anytime you get into that area of the body, I think it makes people very nervous. Like, well, wait a minute, because of the dreaded Achilles. Now, I don't think that's in the cards on this. I'm not 100% sure. They're just saying foot, but he's already missed so much time this camp season that becomes a bit of a concern. He was probably if we drew out the starting lineup right after the draft, Ashton Gelati was probably a starting defensive lineman. He hadn't really been available at all. That was only his second practice in pads yesterday. And then the one that concerns me the most is Josh Simmons. Josh Simmons with a back. Backs always scare me because right? I'm not a large person, and I tweak my back, and it's always just like right there in the back of your head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, my back. I can't imagine being the size of Josh Simmons and doing something to the back. and how long that might last. So that one, where of all of these, because of the position he plays, he was so good when he was out there. That one worries me the most. That's the one I've got my eye on the most of, like, oh man, like, let's not let anything be wrong with Josh Simmons here. And we'll get maybe an update when the Chiefs talk later today. They have not talked yet on how bad that might be, but there you go.
I do have a Thornton update, by the way. I don't know if you saw this. This came out an hour ago. CBS Sports has it. Looks like Tyquan Thornton will return to practice today. He is participating. Yep. Participating in today's practice. Let's see. And he will be in full pads today.
Okay. I've got another update
maybe that was
for
more
you.
of a precaution.
That's fantastic news. So if he's out there in pads, he's fine. I got one for you. Josh Simmons is not practicing today. He's over on the rehab field, though, and there are some videos of him. And I believe, well, this is yesterday, and then there are other videos. Today he's in pants. I'm not sure if he's working on the rehab field yet. We know he's not practicing. He's kind of over there with Trey Smith. But he's out there moving around. I think yesterday the videos of him were just like stretching and doing some things. So again, I think he's probably okay. I think they're going to need to be careful with Josh Simmons, though. They're going to need to be careful. Like if Josh Simmons doesn't play in the preseason, or they take it slow with him, like physically, he looks really good, by the way. He's huge guy, so big. I would be fine with that. Of all of these players we just talked about, there may not be a player outside of Patrick Mahomes and Ken Walker I would say be more careful with than Josh Simmons. With Mahomes coming off of that ACL injury, they got to have Josh Simmons. And I do think they have some good depth, and maybe this just provides an opportunity for those other guys to get some reps. We know, Brady, it's an offensive line. They're not going to stay healthy all year. No. There's no chance they stay healthy all year. So, if they're not good to go right now, let's see them play it safe a little bit and let some of these other guys get some reps and see if they've got some depth on that O-line. I think they do. If they like Benson that much, that should provide the depth. We all like Mike Caliendo's. He's been all reliable for the Chiefs forever.
Yeah, it's those back issues with Simmons, like you said. Those always give you a little bit of pause because the way they can just kind of come up out of nowhere, they're so easy to tweak and re-aggravate. You just don't know. And then if anything's actually wrong, it's usually never an easy fix on back issues. So hopefully they're taking it slow and cautious with Simmons on the back stuff.
He played, by the way, in the preseason, in the opener against the Rams. He got some reps out there with Justin Fields. So had some really good plays on tape, in fact, and just tossed a Rams player to the ground. They need him out there. Everybody is going to be overly careful this time of year. Andy Reid practices guys hard and gets them out there. And again, for the millionth time, not smart enough. I'm not going to question Andy Reid's methodology in training camp. He is one of the greatest of all time to do this job. I'm not going to question why he does what he does in the preseason. But I also know that doesn't mean you can't also play it safe if you need to. And with Josh Simmons, more probably than anybody else outside of Patrick Mahomes and Ken Walker, I would say you better be very careful with those guys.
For sure.
They need to be out there on the field. Do not mess with them. Let them be there. So that's it from Chiefs camp. And then today, we don't have any official Pete Sweeney reporting that Gelati is not out there at all. He's reporting that, Simmons didn't bring his helmet. Simmons is out there with Trey Smith and a couple others without a helmet, just kind of not working. He says he didn't see Gelati at all. So I don't know. That one, because they haven't had him, right? It's just kind of been like, yeah, whatever. Like, is he gonna be out there? But he hasn't been out there anyway. So it's not like you don't see him as missing at this point. He just got out there. Just got out there. That's it from Chiefs game. Not a lot of other NFL headlines yesterday, Brady. As we come in every morning and I'm looking around. It was kind of a quiet day other than that fight at camp for the Cowboys.
Sure.
Well,
coming up
I
tomorrow
count
night,
those
preseason games.
I count those as wins, by the way. Days where you make it through an NFL day and you don't have the headlines jumping off the page of, oh, so-and-so is going to be out to start the season,
Right.
or getting ready. Like, I hate it so much. And we didn't get any of those that I know of yesterday. Alvin Kamara, Alvin Kamara's is probably the most significant that you mentioned in the headlines. He's out for how long, did you say?
They're saying maybe a month. And it's a sprain, so not a tear on the MCL.
But it's an MCL for an aging guy.
Yeah. 31, I think that's what we saw.
Are you buying into Etienne? Are you buying into that? There were a lot of Chiefs fans that wanted that to be the guy they brought in when they didn't get Breece Hall.
He was good for Jacksonville last year. I think Jacksonville's going to miss him, but
I'm far more in on Ken Walker and than I am on him for a fit for the Chiefs anyway, and what they should design this year. I don't know. I've never been a huge advocate of his. We'll see. The whole Saints team feels hurt to me right now. Right? Jordan Tyson banged up. Now Kamara's banged up. I don't know if I'm a Tyler Shuck believer. I really don't have a take on him at all. He did.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to turn out. Didn't they finish winning 5 of their last 6 or something like that?
He turned out pretty good. Fantasy football players are kind of looking at him a little bit because Olave's there, and they brought in Tyson, and they've got all these weapons on that Saints offense, and it's Kellen Moore, and people are like, the Saints might actually be pretty good on offense this year. I could see it. I could see them as a surprise team for sure. Anywho, so tomorrow's preseason games you mentioned, Raiders, Texans, hopefully another look at Daniel Mendoza. And then Niners, Chargers. Over under 4 significant injuries in the Niners-Chargers game. Whether it's the substation of the 49ers or the Chargers. I don't know how much you follow the Chargers, Brady. I have never seen a sports organization more injury snake-bitten than the Chargers. We're going on 15 years of this for the Chargers. It makes no sense. And they had there were all the jokes about, are they practicing by the substation? They had a bunch of injuries this week. Their starting center, there were 2 or 3 of them where you're just like, seriously? Those 2 organizations recently, the Niners and the Chargers, man, they'll play each other tomorrow night. Can they wear bubble wrap? Can they just both forfeit the game? Can they both say, you know what? We're good. We're not going to do that. We're not going to have that game. Way too much of a propensity for injury on that. The Chiefs, by the way, Thursdays are typically when we learn, the plan for the Chiefs starters from Andy Reid, and it's always very vague. Last week it was maybe more vague than it ever is. I don't believe most of what Andy Reid says when he says that stuff. Not because I don't trust Andy Reid, but because I don't think he cares. Doesn't care to share that information, and he doesn't care to stick to it. He's going to do what he's going to do kind of based on a feel, and I'm fine with that. So,
he knows it's preseason.
We'll get some semblance tomorrow of what the plan is, but we know it won't be Mahomes and probably not many of the other starters now. Like if Simmons is out, how many of the starting offensive linemen you want to play? Simmons will be out. Trey Smith will be out. Do you need to play any of them? I mean, Benson probably needs to get some reps just because you're trying to figure stuff out, I suppose. But now you got to kind of protect that depth a little bit. Cyrus Allen will be one to watch. Emmett Johnson again, the rookies we'll be looking at this week, but not much else.
How much more will we see Fields?
So Fields we didn't get to the other day. I think the Chiefs have got to protect him a little bit too. You still need him to learn the offense and do all those things. But I will bet you we see infinitely more Nussmeier and Olajuwon than we do Justin Fields. Because you still got a quarterback coming off of an ACL. You might need Fields early in the year. I don't know that you need to treat him as a starter in the way that you protect him because he still has to, learn all this stuff. But pretty close. Pretty cool. We all assume Patrick Mahomes is going to be ready and fine, but he is coming off an ACL injury. You did bring in Fields. I think they'll be pretty careful with Fields, to be perfectly honest.
So you don't think they'll play him any more than we saw in the last preseason game?
I mean, I would say we never see him for more than 3 offensive series in any preseason game. Would kind of be my feel. What did he play in the last one? 2 offensive series, I believe.
Yeah, he's
Threw
4-4. Yeah,
threw the ball 4 times.
Yeah.
I don't know that he needs much more than that, especially if some of these other guys aren't going to play either. All right, that does it for us here. Happy Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday, everybody, representing style to all the supporters out there. Coming up tomorrow, we'll have Tim Fitzgerald in, having some fun, and then we start to rotate in the regular cast of insiders next week. We will see you tomorrow. For Brady, I'm Jacob. Goodbye.